The clout chasing is at an all-time high. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about yet another quote-unquote racist incident at a dog park in New York. There was one before involving that guy. I think he was actually bird watching. That was a whole big mess. But this one was at a dog park involving this white lady allegedly saying, "Go back to your hood," to a guy walking his dog. Now, I've been hearing about this. A lot of you guys had told me about it, but I was like, nah, I don't really want to do that. But the more I kind of keep seeing it, keep hearing it, I looked into it, and now I got to do a video. Now, I must give you my thoughts on it. So first, let's roll the clip, of course. In this clip, we're going to see the guy by the name of Frederick Joseph. We're going to see his fiance. We're going to see the young lady, although I think her face is covered. So I'm not sure if she's young, old, or whatever. So after we get done watching that and see what's happening there, I'll come back. I'll talk about what was said, what was done. Then I'll give you the rest of my 2 cents, my deep, detailed analysis, and then I'll wrap it on up with a nice bow on top. So without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Stay in our hood. That's it. I'm sorry, what?
Frederick Joseph was in disbelief, repeating the words he said were directed at him by a person in the park Saturday night. That woman, who we are not identifying or showing because she has not been officially identified, gave Joseph the finger and attempted to knock the phone out of his hand.
She's like, "You're not from around here. Go back to your hood. Stay in your hood. Stay in your hood." So I'm like, "Stay in my hood," right? Like, you're being racist right now. She's like, "I'm not being racist."
Joseph says that part of the confrontation was not caught on camera. He says the woman was upset because she confused his dog with another dog that was barking loudly.
But I try to explain, like, I think you have the wrong dog. And then she just starts, like, going, like, completely out of left field. You know, at that point, I'm like, look, what you're doing is deeply, deeply offensive, deeply racist, and I want to get this on camera because I don't want there to be any misconceptions about what took place here.
She was saying a lot of things, and that's when, finally, you guys need to take your dog out of here. You people shouldn't even be here.
Steve Tracy was also at the park with his golden retriever and says he had just met Joseph and his fiancée, and they were all making small talk while the dogs ran around. He can also be seen at the end of the recording.
You were right here, watch this entire thing. Did she just not stand here and tell us to stay in our hood?
She did. Yeah, as those words were coming out and things started to unfold, it was pretty obvious to me, like, this is not okay.
Joseph, an author who has written a book called The Black Friend on being a better white person, first posted the video to Twitter, where it picked up steam almost immediately, with some offering support and others quickly working to track down the woman they labeled as a Karen. When asked for her response to the dog park incident, she had this to say.
"No, thank you. No comment."
The woman has reportedly lost her job over the incident. Derek Anderson, the CEO of Bevy, believed to be her employer, was swift to take action, offering an apology to the couple and then announcing on Twitter, quote, "Yesterday, an employee engaged in behavior contrary to our values and has been terminated."
I think that it's important that people know that there are consequences for their actions.
In Williamsburg, Thalia Perez, CBS 2 News.
All right, so you saw that, you heard that. Now, elephant in the room for me, you may have seen me cut in right there at a certain part in the footage if you were watching the screen. Why is it always that these super woke, pro-black, blackity black, back to Africa, super liberal, I hate the white man this, white man that, white man is to blame for everything? Why is it that these guys almost always have some kind of white or octoroon biracial type wife? Now, before anybody says anything about what I said, understand this. I don't personally care who you date. As long as it's legal and both sides consent, you could be dating a black woman, a white woman, Puerto Rican, candy stripe, purple, blue, green, a space alien from Mars. I don't care. Matter of fact, you could date a man if you want to. That's your business, not mine. However, I find it ironic for the guy who says, I hate the white man, essentially, to go and then date the white man's daughter. It makes no sense to me, but for now, I digress. That was very interesting to see. And as far as his complaint here, was the woman racist for saying go back to your hood? Maybe. I don't know if she was racist by saying that or if she wasn't. Let's just say, for argument's sake right now, that she was being racist. All right. Is it really worth all this? Having the news come out there and getting her fired from her job, and you got her on camera, you put it on your social media page, and understand this guy, what's his name? Frederick Joseph. He is just not a regular person. He's not a normie. He has a lot of followers on Twitter, like 116,000 followers on Twitter. He has a book out already on Amazon, and it's a bestseller called The Black Friend. He's on the Forbes top 30 under 30. This is a guy that is really involved in this particular space, this pro-black leftist space. I've not seen him before I did this video, so I had no prior bias. I just saw the incident and I looked into him and I figured out who he was. He has a following in the platform already. So when he does something like this, when he records it and then uploads it and whatnot, that becomes a situation where he's able to get things done. He has influence and a little bit of power as kind of what you would call micro celebrity or a social media influencer. So he's not just a regular normie going through this. And I also, quite frankly, think that this helped him 100% because he may be one of these quote unquote anti-racist activists. He has this book about how to be a good white person and how not to be racist or whatever. So when something like that happens, he can go and tattletale to the internets and then gain a bunch of more followers, possibly get some more speaking engagements, some more media placements and things of that nature. So I don't think this was so harmful and whatnot, the way the media or others may want you to think. It wasn't even like that. It's, hey, I'm able to get some more money. I'm able to get some more press. I'm able to sell some more books. And I'm able to prove my point about the racist white man being the cause of all the problems in the world. Essentially, I'm exaggerating when I said that last part, but you understand what I'm saying. This plays into his hand perfectly well. Because what was said there was nothing. Go back to your hood, really? I hear much worse than that, or I read much worse than that. I never really hear anything in my face that's weird, but I read much worse than that every single day. I could show you direct messages, emails, all of that all the time and complain about it and cry about it. But why? To me, this just reads as soft black male, the image that the mainstream media want to point out to the general public. And not just soft black male, but soft men, weak men, feminized men. And if we're going to have a society that works and that operates properly, you got to have real men, masculine men. We can't be the same as women. Where is the balance in that? You got to have women be women and men be men. We got to, at a certain point, have gender roles. But then when the men are basically crying their eyes out because some white lady said, go back to their hood, it's like, what are we even doing? You could say two words, just using your strength and your voice to shut anything down that you find offensive. If a woman says it, if you are a man and you in your masculine and your masculine frame, as they say, you could just use two words and be done. Why record it and then put it on the internet and then cry about it? It's because it helps you with your career. And my humble opinion is all about cash and money. It's not really about anything being racist. And there in Brooklyn, surely in Brooklyn, New York, there are more important stories that affect a black man than a white lady saying, go back to your hood in the dog park. Okay, I'm sure there's plenty of drugs and killings and shootings and stabbings and robbings happening in Brooklyn that you could focus on that rather than to go back to your hood story. Again, was the person racist? Maybe. I don't know, probably. But so what? Even if she was, why does it have to ruin my day? Why must I go through all these challenges and jumping through hoops of fire to be able to make it be a point? Why do I even care? So what? I would just say tighten up, man up, and stop being so soft. Stop being soft. That's really the bottom line. Be a man, stop being soft, and don't let these little insignificant things just put a damper on your day. But as I close, I want to say this. I don't really think this put a damper on his day. I think it really probably brightened his day. Wow, I got a white woman talking about go back to your hood on camera. And then I got a white man right here who is basically co-signing what I'm saying. He agrees with me. This is perfect. I'm going to put it on the internet. I'm going to go viral. I think what a lot of people do nowadays is they do things or they say things or they kind of set situations up to make themselves go viral so they can find a way to be a martyr, to be a victim for a reward, whether it be just, pat on the back, whether that be sympathy, or the biggest thing, which is probably the purpose here, being able to get money, being able to take care of his 25% black fiance. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? How do you feel about what's going on here? Do you find guys like this to be hypocritical? You're talking about how much you hate the white man, but here you are with the white man's daughter. Again, I don't care who you date. That's your business. You could date anybody as long as it's legal and y'all both consent to it. As long as you ain't holding nobody hostage, as long as there ain't no underage, weird R. Kelly stuff, then go for it. However, the irony is so rich. And I could have almost predicted it. At a certain point, these guys come in like a template. It's always the same thing all the time. It's always the same thing. Hate the white man, love the white woman. But whatever your thoughts on that are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. I don't like men being soft. I don't like men being portrayed as soft. And I think the push to get men to be soft and to be more in tune with their feelings and tattletailing and whatnot, crying over spilled milk, I think that kind of mentality is ruining Western society. And I think women are now starting to become more masculine and more, more dudeish, if that's a word, because it's an imbalance in society within human beings in the West. It's an imbalance that is not going to be good for so-called liberal causes, because you can't have any liberal causes or any kind of little select group of causes if there is no country to have the cause in. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.